if you're anything like me and you consider yourself a hobbyist photographer and you're always looking for the next thing that's going to help bring your photography to the next level, but on a budget because you're not making your living with photography, or if you're a professional who is looking to have a little bit more control with that second or even third external off-body flash, and you don't want to spend the couple of $100s that it takes to buy either the Nikon or the Canon, depending on the body that you shoot. I've got a great review on an Aperlite flash that Aperlite sent over to me. This is the YH700C. C is the Canon model that fits on my Canon camera. Let's unbox this bad boy and take a look at what you get in this episode of Geek with Glasses. Stay tuned. All right, so here we have it, the Aperlite YH700 model, and this is actually considered a feature-for-feature comparison model to the Canon 580EX, not the EX2, but the EX. Big difference between the two here is roughly between $350 and $400 for the Canon model, and anywhere between $90 and $120 for the Aperlite model. And again, this is a feature-for-feature comparison against that 580EX, not the EX2. So if we take a look at the box here, we can see some of the main features. This will be a wireless slave group for A, B, and C, and this is a TTL S1 feature-rich and flash model that actually is completely compatible with TTL2 and TTL-M. This actually will go out and do a flash between, where was that setting, I believe, the zoom on it, because this is a manual zoom, anywhere from 24 to 105 millimeter. With the wide panel setting. It takes 4 AA batteries, and battery life is anywhere between 110 and 1500 flashes, depending on the brightness and the zoom that you use. Color temperature on this is 5800 Kelvin. A bunch of other technical specs, but let's actually crack this open and take a look at what we get in the box from Aperlite. And I mean, at under $100, this is a great flash for an entry-level flash to get you in, and it's not entry-level by any sense of the term, or a great second or third off-body flash for you to use in your photography and really kind of up your game when it comes to creativity and what you actually can do. So right off the bat, we have a manual that comes with it. So it's going to give us just the basic functionality and basic use of the flash and kind of some setup positions and how to use the flash. We'll set that aside. It does come with a nice little carrying bag, so that you can keep your flash safe. Obviously, this isn't going to offer any kind of impact protection or anything, but it will keep you from getting dust, dirt, and scratches on your flash. The next thing that we actually get in the box is a stand. So if we're going to use this off body, we can clip the flash on that and stand it up. Just like my Canon EX430 video that I did, and I'll have a link in the description. You can see a lot of the same features. So we'll take that and set it aside, and let's pull out the actual flash unit here and take a look around the unit. Alrighty, so as you can see here, on the front of the flash we have a big IR send and receive for your remote features and your focusing. On the right hand side here, you've got your battery panel that you can put your batteries in and out of, and then on the right hand side you have some remote settings for if you're using a radio transmitter for remote. And if we look at the bottom, we got your hot shoe. So this hot shoe is the screw lock type, so you'll put it on and you'll screw it down, as opposed to, if you remember in my Canon, it's got a nice little flip over latch. It just locks it down. So this one will just screw down. And you've got all your controls on the back here. So you've got your power button, your pilot button, your zoom button. This will activate the LCD so that you can see it. Fortunately, I don't have any batteries right now to put in here to actually turn this on, but we can do a more in-depth review later if we want. But we also have a rocker switch so that we can go through all of the menu options. And just like the 430 and or the 580, this is going to be a completely compatible swiveling flash so that you can do bouncing. It does have a wide panel so that we can pull out from the top. If we push that in and pop that down, that'll give you your wide panel capability. And then we also have a bounce card as well. So if you're doing vertical or you know, you're bouncing the flash off the ceiling, this will help project that flash forward that comes built into the unit. And those just slide back really easily and go in. So a couple of things that I know, this is literally the first time, as you saw, I pulled the plastic off of this, first time I really put this in my hand, and there's definitely a a feel. It's, you know, it's obviously not a $400 flash when you pull it out. You're going to have to take a little bit more care of this and be a little bit, it's not quite as rugged of a flash unit as a Canon or a Nikon model, and that's just, you know, that's just the honest. I mean, it's a $99 flash, $100 flash that's going to give you all of those same features. So you got to save some money somewhere, and the way they save the money is some of the materials that the flash was actually built with, and so we could pull that off as well. I just noticed that was on there. So let's go ahead and let's do a size comparison here. I don't have a 580 to do a direct comparison with, but I do have my 430, my EX2, and so here's my 430, and as you can see, it is a significantly larger sized flash, and that's because it's got a lot more power in the actual flash itself. You can see the size difference of the flash lenses. And the aperture, or not aperture, I'm sorry, but the Aperlite is definitely going to illuminate a much brighter flash and give you longer distances. They're both going to have roughly the same types of features as far as articulating arms. A couple of things is there's no lock on the rotation or the swivel down, so that is all dependent. And you know, there's a nice little, you can hear the little click. There's a nice little click for when you're rotating and putting it into whatever position that you're going to use this flash, but there is no lockdown on it, so you're not going to have the ability to set it somewhere and know that it'll stay. If you happen to jerk your flash, it might pop down, whereas with the Canon model you actually have a push button to work that actuation and rotation. You push it down and it locks it into place. And again, these are just some small features that you'll be willing to sacrifice if you choose to go with an Aperlite over an actual Canon model. But let's take the Canon out of the picture. I just wanted you to see the size difference. And again, the 430 is definitely not a competitor to this 700 series by Aperlite. It's a much smaller flash. It's not quite as powerful. It's more of a competitor to the 580, which is roughly the same size as what we're looking at here. So let's go ahead and put this flash on top of our camera, and we will slide it into our hot shoe and just use that screw to screw it down and secure it onto the camera. And there you have it. Now you've got, you know, the flash unit mounted up to the camera. You can take a look at it. And again, this is going to give you all those same functions and features as the 580EX. Not the EX2. I believe the main feature is the EX2 has a lot of the wireless sync settings directly in and on the flash that you can set, whereas this don't. You'll control those directly through the on menu of your camera system. So there's a quick unboxing and review, not necessarily a review, but just a discussion of the features of the Aperlite YH700C for the Canon. Again, the 700N would be for the Nikon. What I want to do now is I'm actually going to get some batteries. Unfortunately, like I said, with all the electronics in my household, I burn through batteries quite quickly. But what I want to do is I want to get some batteries and get this flash unit actually on my camera and start taking some pictures with it and do some comparison shots against my 430EX, so you can see the power difference between the two, and talk a little bit more about the flash functions and capabilities. But again, just like my Canon 430EX video where I actually did a demonstration of off camera, the really cool part about this camera, about this flash, is the price point, especially if you want some remote camera, remote flashes off flash, or if you're just looking for a nice, good, powerful flash that's going to be better than this little, you know, this little pop-up guy that you get on your camera, and you want to take some, you know, better flash photography. If I can get the flash to pop up, there we go. You know, we don't like these. These are absolutely horrible. These are good for maybe 1.5 feet in front of the lens, and that's pretty much it. So if you're looking for a budget way to get an external flash, you don't want to spend a lot of money, and you're a beginner, and you're looking for something that's going to give you some more ability to take shots, the Aperlite 700C is perfect. And the other excellent option for this is if you want some off-body capability where you're going to use your on-camera flash to set off an external flash to take some shots, to put some light behind your subject or on the side of your subject. The Aperlite is a great option for that. Something a little less rugged, something that you could probably beat up every now and then. If you had to replace it every 2 or 3 years, it wouldn't be that big of a deal because they're only about $90, between 90 and 120 a pop. But there you have it. Let me put this through its paces, and I will do another video for you and let you know more usage impressions of the lens. As always, of the flash, I'm sorry. As always, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and hit us up on geekwithglasses.net. Everything is at Geek with Glasses. So we'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks a lot, and have a great day. Bye-bye.